Hey guys, today we're back with another optic review. And today I'm going to be reviewing the Osight K and the Osight C. Stay tuned for this one. Alright guys, we're back. Once again, today we're going to be reviewing the Osight K, which is the RMSC footprint, which you're going to see it here on the new M&P Shield X. We're going to be reviewing that one later on. And then the Osight C, which is on the AREX Delta X. Same thing that we've always tested other Osights in the same manner on. So, looking at them from this perspective here, very interesting type of optics. And Osight is marketing these, which, you know, we're a little bit earlier than the release of them. But, you know, it's from what I can tell, these are the sights for everybody. And the reason they're saying that for is they're some of the most affordable optics on the market. As you can see here, once again, is on the Shield M&P Shield X by Smith & Wesson. And over here we have this one on the AREX Delta. The interesting thing about these, though, like I said, they're going to be a sight that is kind of a bargain or a cheaper in price than the other optics. Like, you know, most of them will run about $200, $250, something like that. These right here, I'm not for certain on the price yet because they haven't even told us yet. Once again, we're about 10 days before the release right now, but they're supposed to be a really good deal, so it's going to be something interesting. Let's go ahead and start out with the Osight K, which is once again the RMSC footprint. Got two mags for this one. We'll see how she runs. All right, empty on that one. All right, so something to take in consideration. The Shield X, or the Osight K here, it is not an enclosed optic like the Shield, or not the Shield, but the Osight SE was, or SC, whichever one it is. That one was the one that's completely sealed off, but this one is an open emitter. So open emitter versus sealed. This one right here, you can actually come in here and block the actual emitter off. Once again, it's a little bit cheaper to do that. Don't have to worry about all the anti-fog stuff you got to put into it, but it's still a very tried and true way of emitting that optic on the screen. I mean, that's how Trujicon with the RMR and the RMR HD's done for all these years. So that's one way that they're cutting costs with it. You still also have the battery compartment here on the right-hand side to where you can take it off and replace the battery. You don't have that stupid charger on the top of it, which I know some people like the charger. I'm just not one for it because you lose a charger, there ain't no way to charge the optic without having to buy another one. So it is what it is. Come back from here, the C. To be honest with you all, I'm not really seeing a difference at all between the C and the Osight X whenever it comes to the size of it. This one right here, once again, was one of the original ones they released, Osight X. Still a good optic, but it does have that charger on top of it. But this one right here is the battery compartment. So very big window, more of a competition in my personal opinion, but you can still conceal carry with this, and if you want to, we'll talk a little bit about that later. But let's go ahead and put some rounds down range with the C. All right, empty. So, once again, pretty good set of sights. But this right here, once again, like is what optics, or what Osight is trying to push it out to be, is the sight for everybody. Meaning that it doesn't matter how unwealthy you are or how wealthy you are, everybody can afford this optic. And that's something that I'd like to see come to the market because, you know, we have a lot of other different, we've got a lot of other different companies pushing out optics that are $50, $100 that ain't worth the money or the time that you put into it. So, you know, it's good that they are doing a more affordable optic, which, believe me, in my personal opinion, the ones that they push out anyway are more affordable to begin with, or just as affordable enough anyway. But I'm interested to see what their price point is going to be at. But if that's how they're marketing, then that's more than likely how it's going to end up being. We'll go ahead and load them up right here and do some more shooting. But with the Osights here, I mean, they're just the same Osights except just a tad bit different. That being said, I do like the Osight SE, the one that is enclosed. We do have that one still on my Taurus TX22 Gen 2 to this day, and it still runs fine. We shot 2,000 rounds just for the review, and if I'm not mistaken, we've got over 2,500 now just through that Taurus alone. So in turn, man, it's done a great job, and it's still kept at zero perfectly. Not a single problem with that. We've shot it suppressed, unsuppressed, which I know don't really matter for the optic, but just letting you all know. But you know that it has held zero this entire time, and I mean that's a testament of itself. Especially, you know, 22 doesn't have that much recoil to it, but that slide velocity is one of the highest slide velocities on the market. I mean, if you've seen one of them things with super safety in them, they're quick. But either way it goes, Osight does make a pretty decent optic now. Especially they've been in the market now, if I'm not mistaken, for right at 2 years. You know, we've done a bunch of tests with Osights over the years. We've done one here, like I said, on this X model. The screen is cracked in it, or the actual glass is cracked, because we've done the drop test to see if they're duty rated. And that's one thing I do have to tell you all. This is a paid review, and you all know if you've watched the channel for any amount of time, it don't matter if somebody sends me $10,000. I'm still going to tell the truth on everything. These Osights, they're not, in my opinion, they're not a duty rated optic. We've dropped the Osight X. We haven't dropped this C, and we're not going to, just because I know it's not going to make it. But until they change up a little bit, we're not going to start re-dropping them. But anyway, we dropped the X. Last time we dropped the first one that they come out with as well, and both of them busted at a 6-foot drop from here. What I call duty rated is something that can take a 6-foot drop, because obviously if you're looking at a 6-foot drop and it can't take that, then how's it going to take a grown man falling on top of it or whatever else? But you know, concealed carry proof or rated, in my opinion, is a little bit less. You know, they're not going to be getting to the same skirmishes and stuff that police do every day, but in my opinion, I think that they are a good concealed carry pistol or optic for most people. Would I still carry one? Well, it's still on that Taurus TX22, but that's not one that I carry every day. But at the same time, I think that it's good for a concealed carry optic. Like I said, I wouldn't call it straight duty rated yet, but now for a concealed carry optic, I think that they're actually pretty good. So we've got our mags loaded back up. Let's go ahead and put our ears back on and shoot a little more. Got to get the cameraman's ears in real quick. Guys, I'm not kidding though. I like the K. Once again, it is an open emitter, so it's a little bit different than the closed emitters, but it's still a very good optic in and of itself. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels, and I mean, as you can see, it mats up perfect right here with the Shield X. It still does have backup irons, so if you do have a gun that loses its irons whenever the actual slide comes off or the cover comes off for the optic, you still do have backup irons, like the Kimber CDS9. That was one that lost the actual backup iron sights. So you do still have the built-in iron sights to it, and it's a good looking optic. Let's go ahead and take some more shots with her. All right. Can't reload, take a one-hand shot. Empty now with the Shield X with the Osight K. Go ahead and check out once again the Osight C with the AREX Delta. Alrighty, there we go. So before we actually started filming here, we shot 500 rounds down both of them just to make sure that they would stay held zero, and that also on top of that, that they wouldn't break or nothing like that. We did have the first original Osight S, or whatever you want to call the enclosed one here with the RMSC footprint that had the battery pack on top of it. That one did stop on us midway through a review for a Kimber CDS9. But once again, the newest two sets that they come out with, a set before this one and this one here, they've lived to tell the tale, and that's all I can say about them. I think that once again, Osight is making a good optic for the common man out here that really doesn't have the money to spend on a Trijicon RMR or an Aimpoint P2 or, you know, even a RCR or RMR HD. Like they're making an optic for everyday guy who's out here working his balls off and needs a good optic for his everyday carry. And, you know, I can 100% put my stamp of approval behind these because, once again, we've run plenty of rounds down these today. They've held their zero. They're holding their zero still this minute, and I think that they're a good sight. So if you're looking for probably the cheapest optic on the site or on the website right now, to where you can actually get a good carry optic and not have to worry about something going on with it, or buying one of these cheap carry optics from Amazon or something from a company overseas that nobody really even hears about. Osight is a company that stands behind their product, and if you ever do have anything happens to it, Osight has one of the best customer services in the business that I've seen so far. Now, your mileage might vary, but I have talked to them outside of the channel, meaning that I don't represent myself as Golden Web, and they sent me a brand new and never even asked no questions. So, I mean, that's pretty hard to beat. People that stand behind their product enough for, like, hey, something goes wrong with it, they send you one out the door, no questions asked. That's pretty good in my opinion. So, once again, we do have the Osight C here, and it's got the large window on it, as you all can see here earlier, and you've seen it a minute ago. Very good optic, and once again, that would be for your bigger pistols, your Glocks, your Smith & Wesson, M&Ps, stuff like that. But once again, you have the Osight K for your good carry guns. And like I said, I'm going to probably be leaving this on this Shield X just to carry, or maybe, truthfully speaking, I'll be probably shifting this one to the Taurus TX22, and then taking that one that's enclosed and putting on this one, just because I like enclosed optic for concealed carry. It keeps that dirt, and especially if you're going to be doing inside the waistband, you've got all that fuzz and stuff that comes off of you, dead skin. It's good having enclosed optic. But with these open optics, as long as you keep them good and cleaned out, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I mean, I carry a open optic on my duty gun every day, and, you know, I clean it up probably about once a month. But besides that, though, good optics, and I think that they do get my stamp of approval here. Are they duty rated? No. But are they concealed carry rated? In my opinion, yes. So once again, if you're looking for probably the best, cheaper optic on the market, look no further than the Osight C for your bigger pistols and the Osight K for your little small pistols. Guys, I appreciate y'all viewing as always. Once again, thank you to Optics Planet for the ammunition in today's video. We did shoot Winchester 9mm 115 grain full metal jacket for this video. So once again, thank you to Optics Planet. If you'd like to check them out, and you can use the code GWEB, GWEBB, whenever you check out, and you can get a good discount. Once again, thank you to Optics Planet. So I appreciate you boys. And thank you to Osight. Once again, this is a paid review, but if you've been a fan of the channel for any bit of time, I mean, I've crapped all over these before in the past. The first ones they released, in my opinion, you know, you've seen how that video went. If you ain't, go check it out because it's worth your time. But that being said, though, even though it's a paid review, I always tell my truth, because it doesn't matter if somebody pays me $10,000. I know if somebody takes my word and gets hurt out here or gets killed over taking my word and be lying to somebody, I couldn't live with myself. So that being said, guys, appreciate Osight for sending out these to the channel for the review today. But guys, I appreciate y'all viewing as always. If you have any questions or comments on the Osight K or the Osight C, leave in the comment section and get below, and I'll get to you as soon as possible. Once again, thank you for viewing as always. Like and subscribe for more gun reviews, and I'll see y'all in the next video.